Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's David and I run the shop Line Creek Boutique. And today we're going to be packing up some golf clubs, going over the process that I use to pack and ship them out. I think a lot of people are intimidated to pack and ship golf clubs, but for me it's very simple. All we're going to use is some bubble wrap, a box, packing paper, and some packing tape. I have all these supplies linked below, so if you miss something or you need additional details on them, just click the links below. First up is a Titleist APT2 714 4-iron. I have about $4 invested in this and it just sold for $35 over on eBay. First thing we're going to do is take some bubble wrap and wrap the head of the golf club. For single irons, some putters, some hybrids, and actually a couple of clubs, I use a 4x4 by 48 inch box. All we're going to do here is open up the box. We'll insert the club in here, and as we go, we're just going to add some packing paper. Now the key here is that you're not adding packing paper to necessarily protect the golf club from getting damaged during shipping. You're just adding packing paper to fill the voids. Make sure it's not rattling around. So just keep that in mind. You don't need to overpack it. I usually use 3 pieces. There we have it. Now what I'll do is I'll add one more piece to the bottom here and close up this side. Typically for me, when I'm packing my golf clubs, it usually takes me just under 2 minutes to pack them up. There you have it. Now some clubs are going to be shorter than the box, so you might want to price out your shipping costs, because sometimes resizing the box down to the size of the club will save you a couple of dollars. We're going to do that here. We're going to resize this down. Got my box resizer. If you've never used one of these before, all you have to do is set it to the height that you want to have the box become. So in this case, I'm going to end up taking about 5 inches off this 48 inch box to make it 43 inches. We'll use the tool. It's just going to put some score marks along the inside edge. And then we're going to go ahead and slice from the top of the box down to where you scored it inside. Okay, we've got it resized. Now I'm going to add one more piece of packing paper to top, and then I'll fold it over. Now when I went to fold it over, I'm a little long on my side, so what I'm going to do on this first one is just bend it so it goes inside the box. And then the rest of these I'll cut a little bit off so that when I fold over the tops, they're nice and even. Alright, and now we're going to tape it up. I just like to use tape in both directions, just in case the piece comes off. I also run a piece of tape across the middle. The reason I do that is in case the box becomes separated, hopefully it'll still hold the club inside so that it'll still get delivered. And then flip it to the bottom and add another piece of tape. There we go. That's the first one done. Next up, we have a TaylorMade Rocket Balls pitching wedge. This is a left-handed club. This came from a bulk buy. I've got about $5 into this club. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. We're going to do the same process here. A little bit of bubble wrap. Tape it up, and then we're going to grab our 4x4 by 48 inch box. We'll probably end up resizing this box as well, only because these pitching wedges are are shorter. So in the box it goes, and then we're gonna add some packing paper. Again, we're just adding packing paper to fill the voids, so you don't have to cram this full of packing paper. I'll usually use about 3 sheets. Just to stop the rattling. Now we're gonna come down this end. I'm gonna add another piece down on the bottom. We'll go ahead and tape this closed. Now, very similar to the last one, you can barely see the club down here. This one's super short, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and resize this box as well. This one we're probably gonna be able to take like close to 8 inches off. Yes. So same thing, we're just resizing it. This is going to just add some perforation lines inside the box to make it easier when we fold it over. Now we just have to go in here and score from our line up. And in this case, this one's going to have some really long flaps, so we're going to end up cutting quite a bit off the flaps here. So when I open it up, you'll be able to see there's the club there. We've got about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of space. So we'll go ahead and add a piece of packing paper for the top. I'll do the same thing that I did before. I'll fold one flap in half and just basically tuck it in. There you go. And the rest of these I'll size down so that when I fold them over, they're to the right size. There we have it. We'll add some tape to close it. Piece of tape around the middle, and then one more to the bottom. Actually going to do 2 on the bottom just to be sure. So there we go. We've got that one all packed up. Now the thing to note, most single clubs in this size box are going to weigh just under 2 pounds. So you're going to be in the 1 pound, 12, 13, 14, 15 ounces. Which makes it relatively inexpensive to ship. Let's talk shipping for a second. For all my golf clubs and golf bags, I will use UPS or FedEx to do my shipping. Only because USPS charges a surcharge for all their boxes that are over a certain height. So the surcharge alone on these type of boxes usually costs more than it would cost to ship with FedEx or UPS. Next up, we have a Titleist AP2 iron set. This is a 7/16 series, and we've got the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and pitching wedge. So 6 clubs total. I have $30 into this set, and it sold for $230 over on eBay. So we're going to use the same process here. We're going to bubble wrap each one of these, and then use a different size box. This one we're going to use a 6x6 by 48 inch box. Just makes it easier to pack them in there. You could probably squeeze these into a 4x4 by 48, but not if you bubble wrap the heads. I prefer to do that. I think just for the customer to get that on the end there looks a little bit more professional than just shoving these all into a smaller box to maybe save a couple of dollars. So we're gonna go ahead and bubble wrap them up. There's one. And again, I always tell people, you know, a single club will usually take me under 2 minutes to pack. These here, it might add an extra minute or two. But in terms of the process, it's all the same, and it's extremely simple. I think these were listed for about either 7 to 10 days. I did have some offers come in at first, but they were just too low. I did counter offer, and I ended up accepting the offer of $230. All right, we have one more to bubble wrap, and then I'll show you what I do with the clubs. It's a little bit different, but same concept. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna end up laying a couple in one direction and some in the other direction, just to offset the weight when we go and put them in the box. So I'll have 3 going one way and 3 going another way. And it just helps balance out that weight, like I had said. So I've got 3 going this way and 3 going that way. Mentioned for iron sets and drivers, I use a 6x6 by 48 inch box. Just gives them a little bit more room to fit inside here. But same concept, we're gonna open it up and we will slide all the clubs inside. And as we slide them in, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna add some packing paper. With this one, because it is a little bit bigger box, you might need more than the 3 sheets that we were using in the previous boxes. But again, you're really just wanting to stop them from moving around and rattling. You're not packing for protection per se. So there they are there. I'll square them all up at the bottom just to make sure they're all even. Slide them down. Here they are here. And what I'll do, I'll add some packing paper to the bottom just like I did on the other ones and fill in any voids down here. Just in case they're slammed on the ground, this will add a little bit extra cushion. But they are golf clubs, so I'm not worried about them breaking. All right, here we go. That's what it's gonna look like. Now we'll close up this box. In this case, you could definitely resize it. Again, this could save you a couple of dollars. It also saves you from having to add additional packing paper inside here. We're gonna be able to resize this down about 6 inches, it looks like. So same thing, we're just gonna use our box resizer, go around the inside edges, score them up, and then we'll cut those from that perforated line all the way up. And then we're going to go ahead and we'll add a little bit more packing paper to the top here. I'd love to know if you guys are selling golf clubs, what questions you have. Drop them down below. As I mentioned before, happy to answer them. Same thing, you can see I'm gonna have to just cut off some of the tops here. They're a little long. So we'll do that. Luckily on this one, it's right at the flap, so it makes it easy to take them off. And then same thing, we'll just tape up the box. Don't forget that middle strip as added security right across the middle there. It does help if the box were to open up. It'll hold the clubs inside. Again, I'm going to be shipping these FedEx or UPS. This feels like it's right around 9 pounds, but your iron sets and your drivers will vary in weight. So we'll go put this one on the scale and ship it out. All right, we were a little off. It's about 7 pounds, 5 ounces. So I'm just going to round up to 8 pounds and we'll paste it into our sales tab. And these sold for $230. We'll go see how much the buyer paid for shipping. Here's what it looks like over on eBay. We've got 8 pounds, 48 by 6 by 6. We can actually change this because we brought it down to 44. I don't think it's going to change the shipping cost. It actually did. It brought it down by $1.50. So we can see here that it's going to cost me $14.81 to ship, and the buyer paid $16.34. So let's go enter that over on our spreadsheet. The buyer's going to pay $16.34, and I'm going to pay $14.81. Now we've got to see how much eBay is going to take out of this. So eBay is going to take out $30.72 in platform fees, and my promoted fee is $11.09. One thing I forgot is to add insurance on my $14.81, so let's go do that. So here we are. Here it's going to cost an additional $3.90 to add insurance, bringing our total to $18.71. So let's go change this over in our spreadsheet, $18.71. And that means our total profit on that golf iron set is $155.82. Now all we have to do is print out a label. We've got one more golf club to pack today. This is a TaylorMade HD Burner 4-iron. We're going to use the same process. This one I picked up at a garage sale for $5 and it sold for $27. So we're going to go ahead, add some bubble wrap. I'm going to do this one in almost real time so that you guys can see the actual time to do it. I'll still talk through the process, but we're just going to open up our box here. Same case as before, we're going to use a 4x4 by 48 inch box. We'll slide this in. We'll add our 3 pieces of packing paper. Slide the club all the way down. We'll add one more piece to the bottom here. We'll come to the top. In this case, we're going to resize it. Let me use a resizer. This one, it's not, this one's a little taller than the others, it being a 4-iron. We're gonna, we can probably go down about 5 inches or so. Yep. Same thing we've done before, just score these sides from where that perforation line is. So as you can see, you know, having some supplies on hand and the right tools can definitely make the job a little bit faster. In this case, the box resizer is key. I talk about a box resizer all the time. It's an inexpensive tool, but it's one of the best reselling tools you could have. So just like all the others, we're going to end up having to cut some of the tabs off. In this case, it's right along that original fold line. So you get a little bit of a guide. So we'll tape this one. Do the bottom, and don't forget one around the middle. There we go. All set, ready to go. We can now print out that label. Let's take a quick second to talk about shipping costs. A lot of people want to know, how much does it cost to ship a golf club? It can cost anywhere from $7 up to about $17, depending on where you are and where it's going. My typical average cost to ship a club is right around $9 though, and that's using FedEx or UPS. The reason there's 2 options, it's usually whichever one you prefer. For me, I prefer FedEx. It costs a little bit more, but in terms of having to file a claim with them, I find FedEx to be so much easier to deal with. UPS can be a little bit of a pain if you have to file an insurance claim. All right, I've got to go print the label for this one. I appreciate you guys hanging out today. Again, let me know if you have any questions, drop it in the chat here. And also let me know if you like this type of video. If so, I can do a lot more of them because I sell a ton of golf clubs. I hope to catch you next time.